Might as well start this, right? No better time than the present. There's Mr. Frank. That son of a... Wait a minute. Yep, Daddy. Okay. Awesome, proud, tie-me down fan. Crazy story. Her relatives want answers. On one of those sites, I read something. I think it was actually People Magazine. Shows you how deep I'm going into this. They had an update last night, and I read it, and it basically, in the comment section, everybody started fighting about Trump. And I'm thinking, I don't, I could be wrong. I don't know exactly where Trump is at any given moment, but I don't think he was on that cruise ship. And I don't believe he forced her overboard. But the implication was because of what's happening in this world. That's why she's gone, and it made absolutely no sense. He's in some deep shit. Yeah, yeah. It feels like, especially when they're saying they had a big argument, big blowout argument right before it. I'm thinking they were both loaded, probably on some of the cocaine, and and basically they got into a, I don't know, shoving match or something. I don't think he was like, F her, I'm going to throw her overboard. But I think he knocked her overboard. And her lips just flapped. She hovered in the air above the cruise ship for several seconds before gravity dropped her into the ocean. One of them, like Blabbermouth or something, was like alleging that they were like this huge band still. I'm like, I've been a huge band in 50 years. Maybe less than that. You know what I'm saying. She didn't shut up. She just kept babbling on and on. see what you did there. See what you did there. You know how they met? Number on the bathroom wall. Vesipuga and huge are not words that fit into a sentence. Yeah, I forget exactly what they said. They're talking about like 20 million albums sold and world tours and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, maybe in 1986, but not in 2005, or for anything that starts with a two. At least not in the last 25 years, and we know it's been longer. But it says she was 56. It doesn't say how old he was, which is funny. Obviously, he's a lot older than her. When a guy like that, I wonder how many times he's actually been married. We're gonna look this up right now, Frank. See if I can find it. Tie me down. 60 years old. Let's look at this. Born Gustav Molvik. Did you know that? Gustav Molnik. He's also known as Von Hammer. Born in 64. Lots of great things in the 80s and 90s. He was in the Newly Deads. In 2006, he released Dreams from a Dirt Nap, a Newly Dead's Best of album, in May, and the Faster Pussycat album, The Power and the Glory Hole, in July. Personal life also says his fiance died March. So not much information there. Their album Whipped in 1992, less popular, and they broke up that year. He went and moved to Chicago and worked with Pigface. Downey also sang backing vocals on Skid Row's '92 cover of the Ramones' "Psychotherapy." It's a huge career. He wasn't as old as I figured. Like, she's 56, he's got to be 66. You know, these fucking people. There's cameras all over those ships. They know exactly what happened already. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's definitely cameras. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a camera. Saw him lift her up, toss her overboard. And then we're gonna find out it was like somebody. It was like somebody else, like from some other. It was like, holy shit! It was like the new rhythm guitar player from Bang Tango is the one who came up after, like a Law and Order episode. Everybody thinks it was him, but it wasn't. He got into an argument with her and he left, and then the other guy who nobody knows grabbed her and threw her overboard. In love with her. God, love triangle. Write this shit down. Dog better not shit on my lawn, lady. All right. Oh, cameras. You know what I'm saying? Cameras. I need to remind everybody to resubscribe. I'm down to 9 subscribers now. At one point, I was up to over 20. So I need people to start to get their shit together. Resubscribe and or subscribe, either way. And also follow me on the YouTube. I would appreciate it. Frank, I'm going to need you to resubscribe at least 6 more times this month. Excuse me. I can't resubscribe until the 17th? You mean until the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th? My goal is to my goal was to get to the next page, which I did. My goal now is just to finish this short story, if nothing else today. Next page, Nick's in. Next page. Also, Nick, check and see if you have subscribed. There's Nicholas. Nicholas McBrain. Yeah. The other day, I don't know if I told everybody this. The other day on Monday, I sent out 4 short stories, crime thriller short stories that I had worked on for hopeful publication. This will be another one. I'll finish up in a few lines and then clean it up, and then the next day or so send it off. How did Monday go? I'm sure you talked about your time with Tom for the Cosby Show over the weekend. Almost done with my Beers and Fear story. Just got to write a tiny little ending scene. Tiny little, nice. Yeah, I got to do the edits on that my story. It's on my list. Obviously, no rush because I don't think anybody else has even finished their stories. I'm gonna guess one person is either gonna rewrite it 1,000 times between now and the deadline, and the other person has a job now and who knows what they're doing. So, who can say? I did. Yeah, Monday went well, and we did. You just gotta go back and listen to it. I'm tired. I don't feel like repeating everything I said about going to see S.A. Cosby, and the Mike was there, and it was a lot of fun. Is it 5 guys this time for BNF? Supposedly, it's always been the 4 of us, and then people invited a 5th person, who I don't have all the confidence in the world that they'll actually finish a story on time. Stranger things have happened, and if they do, it's another story. The stories aren't tied together, they're tied together by a place, so they're not like, like we've done in the past where you write a story and then somebody kind of picks up the thread on it and writes their own story. So at least that's something. Yeah, we don't talk about it is right. Why are you even talking about it, Nick? Thanks for getting me in trouble. Now Frank's going to run back to Tim Meyer and tell him I opened my mouth. Damn you. Spoiler alert. Alright, story's done. Go over here, I guess. Alright, so I just want to finish this page. So I'm a bit in with Heather, the new host at X-Men. Does she jump at every little thing in all the seasons? Yes. Is she over dramatic whenever she's talking about anything? Yes. Does she do the big eyes thing, which I'm guessing men found very attractive in Alabama or wherever Arkansas, where she grew up? Yes. What is it? The episode tonight. New episode. We're supposed to go to Shelly's aunt's for dinner tonight in Gainesville, but it was raining very, very hard this morning, and Shelly's like, I don't feel like going. Let's switch it to next Wednesday night. And then, of course, as soon as she did that, it is Um, Mostly sunny out, 67 degrees. It feels a bit more staged than before. She's a little over the top. Whereas you can tell, Phil has been doing this for a long time. Josh Gates has been doing this for 100 years, and I'm guessing that Heather, whatever she did before this, had nothing like this. So she is a bit over the top. OTT, as they say. It's just good. It's just good television. You know, I don't really ever watch these thinking, oh, this is stuff that really happened. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna watch that and go, wow. So they did find a chupacabra. You know, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna eat one of these Nani's Bakery biscotti, dark chocolate. Third generation paranormal investigator, aka jumps at everything like I would. I think she'd be a bit more conditioned to know. Yeah, I think it seems to me a lot of it is an act. A lot of it is let's get everybody at home excited. I mean, if there are things that are legitimate that aren't staged, that are scary, it's just you're out in the middle of the woods and you hear what sounds like, I don't know, a wolf growling in the distance because I don't know, you're in an area where there's wolves, and then you're like all big eyed and like all excited over. I'm like, that's not a monster. That's a fucking animal out in the woods. There's a Nanza. Yesterday, Amanda came over with Tom Duffy. I picked up Tom and brought him over. Got some writing in. Made some lumpias and some Filipino egg rolls for lunch for us. It was good. I do like if they're looking for a Bigfoot, every sound is Bigfoot. If it's a ghost, every creak of a branch is the ghost. Oh yeah, that Bigfoot show is ridiculous. Oh look, there's a blade of grass is bent because a Bigfoot stepped here. Not, I don't know, the when you set up your trail cams, I'm sure you find 80,000 animals running around in the woods, but no. Can be nothing else but Bigfoots. And this season, they're in Oregon because that's where all the Bigfoots congregate. That's the Bigfoot party is up in Oregon. They're all hanging out up there, mating and barbecuing and just having a good time. You know, they figured it out. And then I saw ads for this week's episode, which I guess is tonight. Right? Tonight. And it basically is that they're the big reveal this tonight. Big. They found something, a definite thing, and I'm like, no, you didn't. Exactly. fan died. I gotta plug my fan in. There we go. This is the second page, right? Yeah, okay. Chad Hoey in the house as well. It's like everybody cool, just showing up. Everybody just saying hi to each other. So nice. So Alaska State Troopers are called AST. There you go. When doing research for this treasure hunt, I found out the library has a list of comics in their special collection. Someone donated a huge run of Alpha Flight. I didn't realize they went into the hundreds. Very cool. You got to read all of them. And then you have the second series, the third series. Then you have Omega Flight. Then they have like all of them. Chaos War Alpha Flight. Yeah, Volume 1, Nick, went 130 issues with 2 annuals. $130 with the annuals and the miniseries. Still my favorite. I have every single appearance. Still my favorite. In fact, yesterday I wore my red Alpha Flight shirt all day. I had such a great writing day yesterday, but only 500 words today. Yeah, I've probably get about, I hit 600 words in that other short story and I finished it. short story that I started yesterday. I finished a short story yesterday. I only had several lines, and then I started a new one, and I wrote some Down and Dirty 5. Finished a short story today, writing Down and Dirty 5 now, and then the goal would be, since I'm not going out tonight, maybe my wife, if she works late, to catch up, I will start another short story. I'll look for another something on Duotrope. Was Tom standing over your shoulder cheering you on yesterday? Busy, yeah, he was busy with his arm. Tom did very well with the writing too. I like alphabet. I see what you did there, Mr. Frank. I see what you did. Yeah. Then when Amanda left, me and Tom hung out for a little bit longer. Then we went over to his place of residence, and then hung out there for a little bit. And then went up to Willie B. Jules Barbecue up in Yulee, and with my wife and Jess, and we had barbecue. And then I came home, and then my side started hurting last night. It really wasn't bothering me all day yesterday. Just a couple of like sharp pains here and there, maybe 2 or 3 times, and then last night I laid down 11 o'clock. I'm like, all right, it's bedtime. I'm going to bed. You know, I got to sit up, and 8 o'clock this morning I woke up. Not one time did I get up to go to the bathroom or anything. I was like, wow, this is the first time in like 2 months I've slept the whole night, and apparently slept well, so I was happy. Chad Hoey knows that is good barbecue, right? Some good barbecue. We used to go up to the one in St. Mary's up in Georgia, exit 3, until we found out, wait, there's one probably about the same close. We don't have to leave the state. We don't need our passports to go over the border or anything. How's your non-existent sciatica? I just explained that it hurt a couple times yesterday. It's definitely getting better. The steroids are definitely helping, but I only got like 1 day left or 2 days left, and then on the 17th, I go for my evaluation for physical therapy, and that'll be like a month, and I'm hoping that will further help. Because by then I'm hoping within in 2 weeks it's not nearly as bad. You're gonna actually sell? Yeah, I know, right? What are you writing a book? Exploding sciatica. How did you sleep? Maybe you should go for a physical therapy. But you know what? I'm going to take all that under advisement. Ah, just a thought. Tell them Dr. McEdler recommended that course of treatment. Specialist, Dr. McGee. I got to be a specialist. Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm glad I'm not going to dinner tonight. I mean, I like her. It's just that's a long ride in the car. And a long ride back. And to be honest with you, she's like, come for dinner. So I don't know if that means we're going to go out to dinner or she's going to make like tiny sandwiches or something. Like food that I don't really eat. Because that generation just figures, oh, everybody eats the same thing, and you like it. That's just weird. What's wrong with Chinese? Because they're not just normal. So she had um, oh, when you buy cold cuts, you buy ham and salami and maybe some turkey. She bought slices of chicken, but like I don't know, 8 slices of small piece of chicken, and then this tiny little bread. And I'm like, I don't eat chicken like that. And that was the only selection. And so that's what we had. And Shelly doesn't like that either. And so we each sucked down like a sandwich or two. If another band called themselves Megadeth but used the correct spelling, would anyone care? Yeah, there was a band back in the day in Texas. I'm even gonna think San Antonio, if I remember correctly, that were playing around the same time as Megadeth, Dave Mustaine's Megadeth, and I believe that they were not signed or anything. And since Dave Mustaine was originally signed to Combat Records, then they copyrighted it and did all the other stuff. Why have something tiny when you can have something big? Exactly. Or something normal sized. This is like that scene in Spinal Tap. Next page, Dixon. Next page. Yeah, remember that scene with the food and everything is all weird. That's what it is. So we thought we were going because we thought we were going out to dinner, but she was like, "No, you're just coming for dinner." Or I think at that point we were coming for lunch. So then this is like, "Oh, come for dinner," but we normally would always go out and go somewhere with her. But again, she's like 93 years old, and I don't think she wants to necessarily go anywhere. So, but I made smoked sausage for lunch. I used half a loaf of one of the many breads we have in the freezer, and yesterday I had made the day before I had made ravioli for lunch on Monday. Monday night I made ravioli for dinner. And so I had some of the gravy left over. So I used some of that and some cheese. I made a sandwich. I sat out back in the listened to the rain, and I read a couple of short stories for the awards thing. I'm supposed to read 33 stories. Now I've read, I think, 4. They're due by the end of the month, so I'm going to knock off some more of those. Good times. All of the times are good, right? Isn't that what they always say in the movies? So anyway, I got some writing in today I'm happy with. Not greatly happy with, but happy enough that I'm going to knock off a few things this afternoon. Actually sold a couple things on eBay. Some baseball cards for my mom. So now I got to wrap that crap up and get my stamps.com signed in, print those out, do all that fun stuff. I'm going to wrap this up in a few seconds unless anybody's got any pressing matter to talk about. Because I have this, what do you call this thing? Ice pack under me, and now it's like basically melted. Now it's not cold anymore, which is not good. Not good at all. All right, wrapping this up. Thank you for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. Sorry to be going so soon, but I've hit what I want to do. I got a page on this done. I finished another short story. Hopefully this afternoon I will write some more of this and maybe find another short story to write. See you later, Nick. See you later, everybody. Appreciate it. Everybody hanging out. Exactly, Mr. Frank. That's literally, yeah. I mean, it's still true to this day. That's what eating at our aunt's was like. Except you only had chicken, one thing, nothing even to add to it.